What's going on, my good people? I'm your host, Shay, and this is Shay's Unfiltered Podcast. I got a very special guest today, guys.
What it do, booze? It's your girl Tianda.
And today we're going to be discussing why people do not make it out of the group chat going on group trips.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So, first thing first, why you think they don't make it out of the group chat to go on these group trips?
It's a very, I for me, I think it's a lot of reasons. Mainly they be capping. You plan these trips, you give everybody a year in advance. They hyped up. They want to post it on social media. They the loudest ones in a group chat. And then when it's time to leave, they're no show. And then it's always finances. So when did it become finances? The year when you agreed to go, 6 months into it, or right before when you know you ain't booked no hotel and you ain't bought no flight? I mean, keep it real. What is it?
I think sometimes it is capping. I think people feel like they should just they say things and don't mean it. They get involved but don't want to be involved. For me, I feel like once we talk about a trip, it's set in stone. It ain't no coming back from it. It ain't no. We do understand things happen.
Yes.
Things do happen.
Yes.
But how much notice do you give when things happen? Things don't happen in the 12 hours prior to your trip about to leave and your flight is you about to book. Pretty much. Say you're about to book a flight. Everybody's booking. You the last one in that group chat to say, all right, maybe tomorrow or maybe just whatever they say. Why do you think instead of just being honest saying, hey, I don't even got it. I can't even go. I ain't gonna hold you. I would love to go, but I can't.
Most of the time, I feel like they want to be down. They want to feel like they got to be included. They want to be oh, I'm down. Don't leave me out. Because technically, the ones that always no shows be the loudest of the bunch. They the
Loudest
ones
one.
that always want to hype up stuff. Oh, we doing this, that. Then they want to send you their whole Shein cart. Or I done already bought my flight. How you already bought your flight, but you a no show on the trip?
But don't get me wrong, it is different ways of budgeting for a trip.
Agreed.
Everybody can't budget the same way. Everybody
Correct.
don't into certain things you're into. Whether it's excursions, whether it's the hotel you're into. Some people are private people. Some people may like things more double down, or not over the top. But it is
And
people
that's
that
fine though. That's what you got to remember. When you go on a trip with a group of friends, everybody don't have to stick to the same itinerary. You make that trip how you want that trip to be. Even if you that friend that make it out the group and be like, man, hey, we only had enough to buy our flight and our hotel. Cool. It's no tea or no shade because most of the trips when we going to Caribbean, we try to book all inclusive. So therefore, if that's what it is, that's what it is, and it's no tea and no shade. But we get into the people that hype it up all the way up until 2 weeks before, then all of a sudden it's a crisis. No,
oh, you
it
know
was
what we
never a
call them? We
crisis.
call them the I'm down liars. Those the I'm down liars. Those the I'm down liars. Those the ones that
Facts.
will hype it up but never ever pay for anything. Not they flight, not anything. They are in there as spectators.
hmm
That's all they're doing is spectating the event.
I totally agree. I totally agree. I think for me, that's why we stopped inviting a lot of people because, we like passport stamps, and that's no tea and no shade to nobody that cannot afford the type of trips that we go on. But that's the thing. We give people at least a year. You know the hotel, you know what type of location we going to, so you have enough time to plan. I feel like as old as we are, everybody in the group at least got to be, I'm gonna say, over 35. So at this point in life, you should know how to budget accordingly. Do unexpected expenses and emergencies come up? Absolutely.
Yes, life be life.
Life be life for everybody. But the thing is, life ain't life in 2 weeks before and you never even got your flight. You never even booked your hotel. That's what I'm saying. Like, we be sitting here thinking, like, why don't these people make it out of the group chat? Like, why? Like, why even say you down? I'd rather you be like, you know what, T, I ain't gonna even be able to make it. And that's cool. That don't change the dynamic of our friendship. That don't change how I mess with you. I'm just not gonna invite you on the trips because you that friend that can't make it onto the trip.
And
You
what I
can watch our photos and videos and TikToks and Snap and live through us.
And what we got to get to a point of too, guys, is the waiting game. Stop waiting to worry about who's going, who's booking,
That part.
who didn't book, who
Right.
did y'all invite. It doesn't matter. If you
Mhm.
showing up for the people that you're supposed to show up for, everything else is irrelevant. It
Correct.
doesn't matter who booked their flight, who's coming, who paid first, who paid last,
Mhm.
who didn't pay in the middle.
Right.
The waiting game process, it gets to a point to where that's why you don't want to book trips with people. That's why you don't want to invite people to certain things, because it's a waiting game.
Correct.
It's a waiting game. That's why the group chat gets smaller and smaller, and it's no longer invite, because who wants to wait around for you to worry about who else is booking their flight, booking their trip, who you invited? If you going for a particular person or a particular thing, then you shouldn't go at all, because you're going to have just as much fun as we having on the trip.
I totally agree. And I also think too, stop always trying to be down. If it ain't in your budget, off the rip it ain't in your budget. And stay back. It's okay. And then when you going on a trip, you going on a trip to have fun, to unwind, to have adult time, to turn up, to do things that we're not able to do on a daily basis because we punching the clock. You know what I'm saying? We get 80 plus hours every 2 weeks. We home with them churn. You know what I'm saying? Life be life for everybody. That's why we taking accountability of, okay, if we planning a trip and we putting it out there to everybody, let's try to make it budget friendly. Let's try to make it, especially if we're going to a Caribbean or something, let's make it all inclusive. So once they get there, they don't have to come out of pocket for nothing unless it's an excursion that they want to do. We always try to make it to where it's budget friendly for everybody. But the real tea is, why don't, when we start the group, it's about 20 people in there. We're going to say couples. Why don't everybody make it out? Why don't the loudest person that's hyping it up on social media actually make it to the trip?
And we ain't gonna lie to you guys. Trips exposes the dynamic of people friendships, because sometimes it allows you to see how people plan things, how people are responsible when it comes to certain situations, even if they told you that they're going from the beginning, and they wait until maybe a couple of hours before you're supposed to board a flight, and next thing you know, you didn't even book your ticket, you ain't coming, you ain't picking up your phone, you done blocked us for whatever reason that don't have nothing to do with you reaching out saying, hey, I can't make it on this trip. Hey, I had a lot going on. Instead of ghosting us. Ghosting it makes it worse, because now, guess what? That next planned trip in that group chat, you are no longer in there. And you wondering why you was never invited again. Because one too many okie dokes is enough.
Correct.
It's enough.
And then I also believe too, when you plan big trips with friends, you learn which friends can't mash together. Everybody got different personalities. Then you got some friends that's jealous because another friend is, having more of your time, or this person is left to the side, or somebody feeling like they left out. Like, I don't get it. When you go on a group trip, it's not about the next person. It's about self. It's for everybody to go and have fun and break bread. Stop worrying about the next person. Stop worrying about what they got on, what they don't got on, what they got and what they don't have. Like, life is so short. And I feel like each moment that we get to create memories, healthy, happy, authentic memories with friends, those moments are the ones that matter the most. Like, stop focusing on the unimportant stuff. But anyway, y'all, we just want to know what y'all think. Why do we start off with 20 people, and by the time we actually lock down the trip, we only probably got about 4 to 6 people, and that's pushing it. I'm talking about pushing it hard. Like, what's the real reason? We know life be life, and we know emergencies happen. We know sometimes things happen with our children. We know a lot of those things happen. Tell me what y'all think it is. Like, what's some excuses that y'all have heard? Like, we don't have people block us on social media.
Block us.
Like, for what? If you
Stop
ain't
talking
going,
to
you ain't
us.
going. Then you mad at us, why? Because we still going and you can't go? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. And like I said, guys, if your group chat has been in where y'all was in the planning stages for months and years with no flights being booked, just understand. Just know. Y'all never going nowhere. It is never happening. It's never happening.
At all.
It's never happening. So let it go. Like you said, comment down below. Let us know y'all stories on if y'all had group chat conversations or trips planned that people may have never showed up for. Probably tried to show up, but didn't work out. So again, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And once again, I am your host Shay, and this is Shay's Unfiltered Podcast, and I'm out.